Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is 𝐀𝐩𝐸𝐿, and in this video, I'll explain you how to create auto scaling using an application load balancer on Google Cloud. So here you can see this is the structure right now we are going to create. First, we are going to create instance template, and using this instance template, we are going to create a managed instance group. And in this managed instance group, we are going to enable auto scaling. And using this managed instance group, we are going to create an application load balancer on Google Cloud. Okay. So here you can see this is my Google Cloud Console. So first we need to navigate to Compute Engine. So here you can see right now we have only the one virtual machine. So just leave this virtual machine, guys. So directly go to Instance Templates. So right now we don't have any of the instance templates, and let's directly select your instance groups. And we don't have any of the instance groups. And when I select here health checks, we don't have any of the health checks. Okay. So first let's create an instance template. So directly select here create instance template. So first you need to give the name of the instance template. So here let's give the name like instance template 1. Okay. So when it comes to location, here we have two different options. One is regional and one is global. So if you select a regional, you can create virtual machines in only US Central 1. So if you select here global, you can select in any of the region. Okay. So in this video, let's go with regional. So I'm going to create in US Central 1. So when it comes to machine configuration, here I'm going to select E2. And when it comes to machine type, here I'm going with E2 medium. So E2 medium comes with 2 CPUs and 4 GB of memory. Okay. So let's directly come down. And when it comes to boot disk, here boot disk is nothing but it is an operating system of our virtual machine. Okay. So let's directly select this. And when it comes to operating system, here I'm going to select Ubuntu. And the default storage is 10 GB. Here you cannot decrease storage. So when I select here 9 and when I select here enter. So here you can see disk size cannot be smaller than the size of the chosen disk. Minimum size is minimum 10 GB. Okay. So here minimum is 10 and maximum is you can give 100 or else 1000 or else 15. That is up to your wish. Okay. Let's go with the default one which is 10 GB. Directly select here select. So we are going to select here Ubuntu 20.04 and we are going with default is 10 GB. Okay. So let's directly come down. When comes to firewall, here I am going to select hello HTTP traffic and let's come down and let's select here advanced options. So when comes to networking, here previously I created a custom VPC. So I'm going to select that custom VPC which is my VPC. I will show you that. So here directly open VPC network. Open this in a new tab. So here you can see my VPC. So previously I created a custom VPC which is my VPC, and in this VPC I created two different subnets which is subnet A and subnet B. Subnet A created under US Central 1. So right now our virtual machine is going to create under US Central. So here you can see US Central. So automatically subnet it will select subnet A. So subnet A we created under US Central 1. So here you can see subnet A we created under US Central 1. So that's why it was automatically taking this subnet A. Okay. So let's come down. So when it comes to here management, here startup script. Okay. Automation and startup script. So previously I have written a startup script. So I will show you that. So this is the one. Okay. So let's copy this total. Let's copy this and let's paste it here. Okay. So let's come here. So now I will explain you. So first it will update our virtual machine. After that it will install Apache 2 web server in our virtual machine. After that it will start Apache 2 web server and it will enable Apache 2 web server and it will display private IP as well as public IP. Like it will store in var www.html and it will store in index.html file. Okay. So let's come down. It will display information like first it will display subheading like instance information, and first it will display private IP, second it will display public IP, at last it will display Apache 2 web service running on your Ubuntu VM on Google Cloud. Okay. So now let's come to instance templates we have given here. Okay. So let's come down and directly select here create. So here you can see our instance template is going to create. So I think it is created. Okay. So let's refresh this. Let's refresh. So here you can see we created our instance template. So here you can see up to now we created instance template. So using this instance template, we need to create a managed instance group. Okay. So let's come here and let's directly go to instance groups. So here you can see instance groups. So right now we don't have any of the instance groups. So let's create an instance group. Directly select here create instance group. So we need to select a managed instance group. Okay. So first we need to give the instance group name. So here let's give the name like managed instance group. And here we need to select template. Here that means instance template. So previously we created an instance template, right? So this is the template, instance template. So I will show you that. I will open this in a new tab once again. I will come here and directly select here instance templates. So here you can see instance template 1. So here you can see we are going to select that instance template 1. Okay. So let's come down. So when comes to location, here we have two different options, which is single zone and one another is multiple zone. So if you select here single zone, all the virtual machines will be created only in US Central 1C. If you select here US Central 1A, all the virtual machines will be created in US Central 1A. If you select here multiple zones, your virtual machines will be created in multiple zones. Okay, one VM will be created in 1B, one VM will be created in 1C, one VM will be created in 1F. If you select 1C, 1A also, one VM will be created in 1A, like that. Okay, so let's select here single zone. So we are going to create an application load balancer, right? So we need to select here single zone. So when comes to auto scaling, so this is the main thing, right? In this video, we are going to use auto scaling group with an application load balancer. So that's why here we are going to enable auto scaling. So when comes to auto scaling, minimum I want to maintain 3 virtual machines. Maximum I want to maintain minimum 6 virtual machines. So continuously it will maintain 3 virtual machine, guys. When our CPU utilization has crossed 60%, so here you can see 60%. When our CPU utilization has crossed 60%, automatically this auto scaling group will increase instances to 4 or 5 or 6 depend upon the workload. Okay. So here minimum I am going with 3 and maximum I am going with 6. Let's come down. When comes to auto healing, that means health check. We need to create a health check here. Directly select this. Right now we don't have any of the health checks. So let's create a health check. Directly select here create a health check. So first we need to give the health check name. So here let's give the name like health check for auto scaling. Let's give the name like this. So here I'm going to select again regional. So here I'm going to select US Central 1. Let's come down and directly select here save. At last port mapping. Directly select here add port and here we need to give the port name. So here I'm giving the port name like port and our application is running on Apache 2. That means it runs on port 80. So that's why I'm giving port 80 and directly select here create. So before selecting here create, once again I will explain you. Up to now we created an instance template. So using this instance template, we are going to create a managed instance group. So in this managed instance group, we enabled auto scaling. So here you can see this is a managed instance group. First, we need to give the name of the managed instance group. After that, here we need to select template. So using which instance template we need to create this managed instance group, it was asking. So we are going to select here instance template 1. So create using instance template 1. So let's come down. So when it comes to location, here I'm going to select single zone. So all our virtual machines will be created in US Central 1A only. Okay. So when it comes to auto scaling, here minimum I have given 2, maximum I have given 6. So continuously it will maintain 3 virtual machines. So if one virtual machine is terminated with some workload, then automatically it will create one another virtual machine. So continuously it will maintain 3 virtual machines. So when our 60% has been crossed, then automatically it will create 4 or 5 or 6 virtual machines depends upon the workload. Okay. So now let's come down. And here we need to create an health check. So we created a health check for this managed instance group. So when it comes to port mapping, my application is running on port 80. That means Apache 2 web service is running on port 80. So that's why here I have given port 80. So let's directly select here create. So up to now, we created an instance template and we created a managed instance group. So now using this managed instance group, we are going to create an application load balancer on Google Cloud. Okay. So let's come here. So let's wait. Let's drop down this and let's come here and let's select VM instances. So here automatically three virtual machines will be created using managed instance group within some time, guys. Okay. Right now here you can see our managed instance group is going to create. So after creating this managed instance group, automatically three virtual machines will be created. So here you can see our managed instance group is created. So we have given this name managed instance group, and using this instance template one, this managed instance group is going to create, and group type is managed, and we created on this timestamp date. Okay. So here auto scaling, it was showing not no configuration, so still it is in the creating state, guys. So that's why here it was showing no configuration. So zone we created under US Central 1A. So let's open this. So let's wait. So here you can see three virtual machines isn't verified. That means it is still in the creating state. So here you can see right now health is 0% healthy. So when I come here and when I reload this, three virtual machines it will display. So here you can see three virtual machines has been created using managed instance group. So three virtual machines we created under US Central 1A. So here you can see in use by managed instance group. So these three virtual machines are using by managed instance group. Okay. So now let's come here. So up to now health is 0% healthy. So still these three are in verified state. So we need to see here running state. Okay. So let's refresh this. Let's wait. So here you can see 100% healthy. That means our three virtual machines are in up and running. So once let's go back. So previously here it was displayed no configuration, but right now here you can see in auto scaling it was displaying target CPU utilization 60%. So when our 60% utilization is crossed, then automatically using auto scaling group will automatically increase virtual machines, guys. Okay. So now let's open this virtual machine managed instance group. So these three are the virtual machines, right? So now let's copy instance one, the this instance. Let's assume like instance one external IP, and let's paste it here. So here you can see 10.0.0.220. So here you can see 220, 221, 219. Okay, so let's copy internal IP 221. Let's open this. Let's paste it here. So here you can see 10.0.0.221. So this is another instance. So this is the third instance. Copy. So here you can see 10.0.0.219. Let's come here. Let's paste it here. Enter. Let's wait. So here you can see 10.0.0.219. Okay. Our three virtual machines are in up and running. So here you can see these three virtual machines are nothing but these three virtual machines, guys. Okay. Here you can see 219, 220, 221. These three are the virtual machines. So here you can see 219, 220 and 221. These three are the virtual machines. So now let's do one thing. Using this managed instance group, up to now we created a managed instance group, right? So using this managed instance group, we are going to create an application load balancer. So in this managed instance group, we created an auto scaling. So in this video, the main agenda is we are going to create an auto scaling group first using managed instance group, and using that we are going to create an application load balancer. Okay. So let's come here again. Let's directly go to, so now let's remove these three guys. Okay. Directly select here load balancer, load balancing. Okay. Let's open this in a new tab. Once again, let's come here. So right now here you can see, right now we don't have any of the load balancers. So we don't have any of the backends. We don't have any of the front ends. So let's create this everything. Directly go to load balancers and directly select here create load balancer. So type, we are going to create an application load balancer. So directly select here next. So we are going to use this application load balancer for public facing. Okay. We are not using for internal facing. So if you are using for internal facing, this is waste. Okay. So let's use this for public facing. Let's come down and directly select here next. So when comes to global, or it was asking, you need to create this for global or global workloads or regional workloads. So here I'm going to select regional workloads. Okay. Directly select here next. So directly select here configure. So First, we need to give the load balancer name. So here I'm giving the name like my load balancer. And region, I'm going to select US Central 1. So when comes to network, I'm going to select my VPC. So previously, I said you like I created a custom VPC. So I'm using that custom VPC. So here you can see this is the VPC, my VPC. So here you can see my VPC. This is the custom VPC. So same VPC I'm going to use here. So here we need to create a proxy subnet. Okay. So proxy subnet is nothing but let's open here subnets. So when we are going to create any of the load balancers, we need to create a proxy only subnet. Okay. Right now we don't have that subnet. So let's create that. Directly come to load balancers and directly select here reserve subnet. So first we need to give the subnet name. So here let's give proxy subnet name. And here we need to give the IP address range. Let's give like 10.0.0.0/24 and directly select here add. Okay, it was not accepting. So let's select 10.10.0.0./24. Let's directly select here add. Here you can see our proxy subnet has been creating. So within some time here you can display, that means here you will see proxy subnet. Okay. So let's come here. It is still in the creating state. So let's wait. So our proxy subnet has been created. So let's come here. So here you can see proxy subnet. So it created under US Central 1. So this is the IP address range and this is the gateway ID. So everything is okay. So let's come here and first we need to create a front end. So here we need to give the name. So here name is optional. You can give or else you may not give. That is up to your wish. So here I'm giving the name like front end. So this is the one I'm giving. So protocol, here I'm going to select HTTP. So if you select here HTTPS, here you need to select, you need to provide certificates and everything. So let's create with certificates and everything in some other videos. So in this video, let's go with HTTP. Okay. So port is 80. HTTP runs on the port of 80. So that's why here I'm going with the default port, which is 80. So here IP addresses. So here I'm going to create a static IP. So directly select here create IP address. So here static IP address is nothing but it is a reserved IP address, guys. So whenever our application load balancer is in the stop and start state, that IP will not be changed. It will be the fixed IP address. It will continuously maintain that fixed IP address. Using static IP, we can maintain the fixed IP address. In AWS, we call it as reserved IP address. I think so. So let's leave this. So here let's give the static IP for load balancing. Okay. So this is the name we are giving static IP for load balancing. So in AWS, I think we call it as elastic IP. Okay, in AWS we call it as elastic IP, and in Google Cloud we call it as static IP address. Okay, so both are same, guys. So directly select here reserve. So now we are going to create a static IP. So let's come here and let's directly select IP addresses in VPC network. Okay. So here you can see static IP for load balancing has been created. So let's come here. So here you can see successfully reserved IP address. That means static IP. We created a static IP and we assigned this static IP to this front end. Okay. Directly select here done. So we created a front end. So now we need to create a backend configuration. Directly select here backend configuration. So directly select this and here you need to select create a backend service. So first we need to use the backend service name. So here name I'm going with backend. So backend type. Here I'm going to select instance group. Okay. So here you can see previously we created an instance group. That means managed instance group. Okay. So that's why here I'm going to select this instance group. So I will show you that once again, guys. So here you can see instance groups. We created this managed instance group. Okay, this is the one. So that's why here I'm going to select backend type as instance group. So it will distribute traffic to this instance group. So protocol here I'm going to select HTTP and let's come down. So here we need to select that instance group. So this is the one managed instance group. And here it was asking. So when we create a managed instance group, we have given port like 80, right? So I'm going to use that existing port. So if you want to give some another port, you can directly give that port here. So I'm going with the port 80. So my application is running on port 80, so that's where I'm going to give port 80. So when it comes to balancing mode, here I'm going with utilization and maximum backend utilization is I'm going with the default one, which is 80. So everything is okay. So here we need to select a health check. So previously we created health check for our managed instance groups, right? So when we create managed instance group, we created health check, right? So in health checks, it will display. So here you can see this is the health check. So when we create this managed instance group, we automatically created that health check. So same health check I'm going to use here, or else you can create another health check for this load balancer. That is also no problem, guys. That is up to your wish. And directly come down and directly select here create. Okay, it was showing some issues. Go to issue. Let's remove up to here and create. Okay, it was created. Backend has been created and directly select here. Okay. So when it comes to routing rules, here I'm going to select simple host and path rule and directly select here create. So before selecting here create here, so previously in while creating front end we created an elastic static IP address, right? So but right now we created a static IP, but right now it is in not used state. That means here you can see this IP is not using any of the service. So when I refresh this here, it will not show, guys. Let's wait. So here you can see it was showing only none. Okay, it was showing none. So when I select here create, this static IP will automatically used by front end service, which is load balancer front end service. Okay, I will show you that. So let's refresh this. So here you can see our application load balancer is going to create. So within some time, this application load balancer will distribute traffic to these three virtual machines. Here you can see to these three virtual machines, it will distribute traffic. Okay, so let's wait. So we can access using this IP. Using this IP, this static IP, we can access these three virtual machines. Our application load balancer will distribute traffic to these three virtual machines. If one virtual machine is terminated with some workload, then automatically auto scaling group will continuously maintain three virtual machines. Automatically another virtual machine will be created. So unfortunately, when we terminate these three virtual machines, then automatically auto scaling group will create three virtual machines within some time. Okay, let's do that also, guys. Let's do the testing everything. Let's come here. So here you can see our load balancer has been created. So here you can see our load balancer has been created. So we created load balancer type as an application load balancer, and access type we have given external. Protocol we have used HTTP, and we created under US Central one. Backend we have using this managed instance group. Okay, this is the managed instance group, right? Backend we have using this managed instance group. Okay, so let's select here backends. So here you can see we have created a backend service and we created a front end service. Okay, so now let's come here. So here you can see it was showing none. So when I refresh this, here you will see a magic. So here you can see forwarding rule to front end. So this static IP is using this front end service, guys. Okay, so now let's come here. Let's select load balancers. So directly select here my load balancer. So here you can see IP 35.209.78.68. So let's come to static IP. So here you can see 35.208.78.68. So this static IP is using this front end service. Okay, this one you need to understand. So directly copy this IP, static IP. That means we call it as load balancer IP also, guys. So we created a static IP and we assigned that static IP to this front end service. So this load balancer is using this static IP. Okay. So now let's paste this IP here. So here you can see one request is going to 10.0.0.209 instance. So here you can see 209 instance, 209. Sorry, not 209. I'm sorry. That is 219. Okay. Here you can see one request is going to 219 service. So let's refresh this. So here you can see one request is going to 221, 10.0.0.221. Here you can see 10.0.0.221. So we need to see 10.0.0.220. So again, let's refresh this. It was going to 219. Let's refresh this. We need to see 220. So here you can see 10.0.0.220. It was distributing traffic to these three virtual machines. Okay, this is how you can create uh, auto scaling group with an application load balancer. Okay, so here you can see one request is going to 220 and another request is going to 221. When I reload this, it was going to 219. Again reload, it was going to 220. Again reload, it was going to 221. Again reload. So here you can see our application load balancer. This is the application load balancer, right? We created our application load balancer is distributing traffic to these three virtual machines. Okay, this is how you can create. So now let's do one thing. Let's try to delete this 219 virtual machine. Okay. So let's do one thing. So here also you can see these three are the virtual machines 219, 220 and 221. These three virtual machines. So when we are going to delete this virtual machine from here, it will not delete, guys. So here you can see you can't delete this virtual machine because it managed by a group. That means here you can see this three virtual machine is managing by this managed instance group. So from here only you need to delete. From here you can't delete this virtual machines. Okay. So directly select one virtual machine or else let's select here 219. Okay. Directly select here 219 virtual machine. So here you can see when I select here 219 right now it is working. So when I reload this, one request is going to 220, one request is going to 221. When I reload this, one request is going to 219. So when I delete this 219, automatically auto scaling group will create another virtual machine, guys. Now I will show you in real time. Okay, directly select this virtual machine and directly select here delete and here delete. So here you can see our 219 virtual machine is going to delete. So let's come here and let's refresh this 220, 221 and here it was going to 219. Again reload 220, again reload, again reload 221 it was going to 221, again reload 220, 220. So here you can see request is not going to 219. Here you can see 221. Again reload. Here you can see 220. Again reload. It was going to 221. Again reload. It was going to 220. But here you can see it was not distributing traffic to 219. Why? Because means this instance we terminated. Within some time, automatically auto scaling group will create another virtual machine. So here you can see right now two instances are in healthy. One instance is terminated. One instance here it is in verifying state. So here you can see automatically one instance is created. So here you can see triple two. Okay, 10.0.0.2. Let's come here and let's refresh this. So here you can see triple two virtual machine. It is in up and running. Okay. So this 219 virtual machine will be terminated and triple two virtual machine will be added to our managed instance group. So let's refresh this once again. So here you can see this instance has been deleted. Two virtual machine 219, that means internal IP 10.0.0.219 has been deleted and still it is in verifying state. So right now health check is 75%. That means one instance is in verifying state, guys. So that's why here health check has been decreased to 75%. So whenever this virtual machine is in up and running, here again it will display 100% healthy. Okay. So here you can see this is nothing but this symbol is nothing but it is deleted. So here you can see uh, where triple two virtual machine is in up and running. Once let's refresh this. So here you can see right now 100% healthy. So now 219 instance has been terminated. So let's come here. So this is our load balancer IP 35.208.78.68. So here you can see 35.209.78.68. So this is our load balancer front end IP. Okay. So now let's reload this. One request is going to 220. One request is going to 221. 10.0.0.221. So we need to see triple two. So here you can see 10.0.0.222. That means right now this virtual machine has been created 10.0.0.222. It was our application load balancer is distributing load to this virtual machine. So previously I said you like whenever any instance is terminated with some workload or else when we delete any of the virtual machine, automatically auto scaling group will continuously maintain minimum three virtual machines. Okay. So here you can see it was maintaining continuously three virtual machines. So when our CPU utilization has crossed 60%, okay, then automatically it will increase instances to 4 or 5 or 6. Okay. So here you can see right now we have internal IPs. Internal IPs you can see right now we have 220, 10.0.0.220, 10.0.0.0.221, 10.0.0.0.222. That means 220, 221, 222. We have three virtual machines. So here you can see triple two, 10.0.0.222. Here you can see 10.0.0.220. When I reload this 10.0.0.0.221, it was distributing load to these three virtual machines. So now let's do one thing. Let's come here. Let's come to instance groups. Okay. Now let's delete these three virtual machines, guys. Let's select these three virtual machines and let's delete these three virtual machines. Then you can understand automatically auto scaling group will create three virtual machines. Okay. So here you can see minimum we have given three virtual machines, right? Continuously it will maintain three virtual machines, guys. So let's refresh this. Let's refresh this. This will not work. Within some time this will stop working, guys. So here you can see no healthy upstream. It was not working. So our load balancer is trying to send request to this back managed instance group. This we have given for backend, right? So right now this three virtual machines has been terminated. So that's why here it was displaying no healthy upstream. Okay. Within some time, auto scaling group will automatically create three virtual machines. Okay. So here you can see three virtual machines has been terminated. So here you can see this three virtual machines is terminating and this three virtual machines is in verifying state. So here you can see it is in verifying and it is in verifying, it is in verifying. So here you can see 10.0.0.223. So here you can see 10.0.0.224 and 225. Three virtual machines is creating. So this is how auto scaling groups will work in Google Cloud. Not only in Google Cloud, guys, in AWS or else Azure, everything anywhere it will work same, guys. Okay. So in AWS also I created videos on auto scaling groups, application load balancers, and EC2 instance, everything. I created everything. So try to watch that videos in AWS also. So let's refresh this. So here you can see two virtual machines is up and running. 223, 10.0.0.223 and 225. These three virtual machines are in up and running and 224 virtual machine is still in the verifying state. So right now 85% healthy. So now let's come here. Let's refresh this. So here you can see 10.0.0.225, 10.0.0.223. So 10.0.0.224. It was distributing traffic to these three virtual machines. Okay. Once let's refresh this. So here you can see 100% healthy. 100% healthy. Our three virtual machines. So here you can see 223 virtual machine is up and running. These three virtual machines created just now, guys. Here you can see 223 and 224 and 225. These three virtual machines created just now. So here you can see 224 10.0.0.0.224, and when I reload this, here you can see 10.0.0.225, and when I reload this 10.0.0.223. Our three virtual machines is up and running. So these three virtual machines, it was created by this auto scaling group. We have given minimum three, right? So that's why continuously it will maintain three virtual machines, guys. Okay. And yes, that's it for today's video. And now I will explain you how to delete this everything. So if you are trying to delete this virtual machines, automatically auto scaling group will continuously maintain three virtual machines. So to avoid this issue, first you need to delete this application load balancer. So after deleting this application load balancer only, you can delete this managed instance group, because this managed instance group is using by this application load balancer, right? So that's why first we need to delete this application load balancer. After that we need to delete this instance group, managed instance group, and after that we need to delete health check, and after that we need to delete instance template, and after that we need to delete proxy subnet, and we need to delete static IP. So if you are not deleting this everything, Google Cloud will charge more and more amount from you, guys. You need to remember that. Okay. So once again I'm showing you here. You can see one request is going to 223, one request is going to 224, one request is going to 225. Okay. It was our application load balancer is distributing traffic to these three virtual machines. So whenever any instance is terminated with some workload, or else when you delete any of this virtual machine with any of misconfigurations, then automatically auto scaling group will automatically create virtual machines, and our application load balancer will distribute traffic to that virtual machine. Okay. And yes, now let's delete everything. Directly go to load balancers and go back and directly select this application load balancer and directly select here delete. And here we need to select your backend. So if you select your health check, you can't delete this application load balancer, guys. Okay. So this health check is currently using this managed instance group. When we created managed instance group, we created this health check, right? So you can't delete this health check. Okay. Directly uncheck this. So directly select here delete application load balancer. So within some time our application load balancer will be deleted. So let's wait. So here you can see deleting load balancer, which is our application load balancer. So I think I have covered each and every topic in Google Cloud. So once again, I will show you guys. So here you can see I explained you how to create virtual machines on Google Cloud in a deep dive, and I created a video on how to create instance template in Google Cloud. And using this instance template, we created virtual machines, and we created in uh, machine images, and we created disks, and we created snapshots, and we created images, and we created instance groups like managed instance groups and unmanaged instance groups and everything. And we created in previous video we created an application load balancer, and in this video we created an auto scaling group with an application load balancer. In compute engine, I think we covered each and everything. So in future videos I will post more and more videos related to Google Cloud. Okay. So let's come to load balancing and let's refresh this. So here you can see our application load balancer has been deleted. So when I reload this, this will not work. So let's wait. So let's wait. Okay. Let's remove this. Let's leave this. This will not work, guys. Here you can see it was loading. So because we deleted our application load balancer, that's why it will not work. So when I select here backends, we deleted backend. So when I select here front end, we deleted front end. We deleted everything. So let's directly go to instance groups. Directly delete this instance group. So if you are not deleting this instance group, and if you are deleting only these virtual machines, continuously auto scaling group will create virtual machines, guys. Okay. You need to delete this managed instance group directly. So directly select this managed instance group and directly select here delete, and here delete and delete. So now automatically this all virtual machines will be deleted. Okay. These three virtual machines will be deleted. After deleting this managed instance group, these three virtual machines will be deleted. Okay. So let's wait, and let's come here. Here you can see this IP is not working. Let's close this. Let's come here. Let's refresh this. Let's close this, or else let's leave this. Let's come here. Let's refresh this. So here you can see this three virtual machine is in the stopping state. That means we deleted this managed instance group, right? So that's why these three virtual machines are going to terminate. So let's come here and let's refresh this. So here you can see our managed instance group is going to delete. So let's wait. Let's refresh this. Let's refresh this. Load balancer has been deleted, right? So let's refresh this. So our three virtual machines has been deleted. So let's come here. Our managed instance group is going to delete. So let's wait. Let's refresh this. It is still in the deleting state. So let's wait. So here you can see. So after deleting this managed instance group, we need to delete our health check. Okay. So here you can see health checks. You need to delete this health check. Okay. So let's wait. Let's come here. It is still in the deleting state. So after completing your labs, try to delete this everything, guys. So if you are not deleting this everything, Google Cloud will charge more and more amount from you. So try to delete this everything after completing your lab sessions. Okay. So let's refresh this. So here you can see our instance group has been deleted. So let's go to health checks. So directly select this and directly select here delete and delete. So now we are going to delete this health check. So our health check has been deleted. So now let's directly go to instance templates. Directly select this instance template and directly select here delete and here delete. And we are going to delete this instance template. Let's wait. Let's refresh this and once more. So here you can see our instance template has been deleted. So we don't have virtual machines. So this is the previous one. Let's leave this, guys. When we are going to create virtual machines using managed instance group, that instance has been terminated. So now let's go to VPC networks and directly select your VPC network. And this is the my VPC, right? So in subnets, we created a proxy subnet. So when we are going to create an application load balancer, we created a proxy subnet, right? So this is the subnet. Directly select this and directly select it, delete and delete. So our proxy subnet is going to delete. Let's wait. And after deleting this, the main thing is we need to delete our static IP. So if you are not deleting static IP will charge more and more amount from you guys. Okay. So to delete the static IP, directly go to IP addresses. So here you can see static IP for load balancing. So this when we are creating in load balancer, when we are creating front end service, we created this static IP, guys. Okay. So right now here you can see again it was previously it was showing like forwarding rule to front end. So right now we deleted this load balancer, right? So that's why it was showing none. Okay. So you need to remove this static IP. This static IP will charge more and more amount from you guys. Okay. Directly select the static IP and directly select the release static IP and release. So our static IP will be deleted. So here you can see our static IP also has been deleted. Okay. So and yes, that's it for today's video. And if you like my video, please do like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. And see you in the next video and bye.